back to another Tough Love Tuesday. I hope you're staying hydrated. Summer has just arrived here, and I actually just recorded this video at our 1 o'clock time outside my garden. And there seems to be some sort of issue with my phone recording. The audio was just horrible. You couldn't hear me. So I'm doing this again. I'm filming this again from inside the safe space of my office. I'm close to the Wi Fi. I know the audio is going to work. And I've got my hydration in here. So hopefully you're staying hydrated wherever in the world you are. A little reminder for you today. And let's dive right in without further ado. And I hope I don't forget anything from my earlier video. I'm sure I won't, because I just speak from the heart with this. This topic is something, today that I really want to talk about, that I'm so passionate about. And it's a lesson and a teaching that I continue to get shown in my own life. And this is inspired recently, something that I've noticed with a girlfriend of mine, a dynamic that's been created subconsciously, and I'm aware of it, and we can work through it together. And it's really based off this simple truth, okay? As much as our family and friends love us to death, they want the best for us. They want us to grow and reach our goals and get healthy and be happy and all these pieces. At a subconscious level, they don't want us to change. They do not want us to change because our subconscious mind really gets a lot of comfort and familiarity from knowing how to relate to people. So as soon as I start to change, I change my way of seeing the world, my belief systems, my ability to set boundaries. I start to change the way I eat and move my body, and I start becoming this amazing new version of myself. It triggers the people around us who now don't know how to react, how to interact with us. Their subconscious brain goes, wait a second, who's this person? What happened with the old Danny? And now I have no idea how to relate with you. I don't know what we do now. If we're not sitting around eating pizza every Friday night or going out for ice cream dates, like, how do we be friends? How do we do this? Right? So the dynamic and a subconscious level, and you're not doing this on purpose, and neither are they, but it's so helpful to understand this dynamic going on so that you can understand yourself and your growth, and your change is a trigger for those around you. And because they can no longer understand subconsciously how to relate to you is just one of the pieces. Another one of the pieces here for you to understand that's going on is that you're probably doing something in your life. Like, if you're making really good changes for yourself and you're getting healthy and you're eating more whole foods and you're moving your body and, you're maybe going after your dreams, starting a business, I don't know, doing these things, you're most likely going to trigger a part of them that also wants those things but doesn't have them yet. So the friends around you that see you maybe losing weight and getting your life back, no longer being controlled by sugar because you're eating whole real foods, and now you spend your evenings cooking nourishing meals instead of eating pizza and passing out on the couch, you know, there's a big, big, big part of them, whether or not they're consciously aware of it or not, that also wants that. They want to be healthy. They want to lose weight. They want to have that body that they love and to no longer be ruled by food. So I'm using the food example here, obviously, but this applies to every area of our life. There's always a part of us that wants something. And when we see someone else succeeding or someone else going after their dreams and getting all these things, there can be a big part of us that resists and also gets very triggered and upset. And what we subconsciously do is we try to pull that person back down. So I know there's actually a lot of countries, I think in Australia, they call this tall poppy syndrome, where it's like the people around us can grow a little bit, but not too much, because you also want to stay here, because the more you grow, the worse you make me look. Right? So there's this really unfortunate dynamic going on subconsciously for most of us. Like, this isn't something we consciously want for anybody. Of course we want the best for everybody and ourselves as well, but this is absolutely going on, and I've seen this with every single one of my clients. I come up against it, myself included. When I started my own business, I quit my job, started my own business, all my friends started not returning my calls, started not reaching out to get together, started not, because I chose a very different mindset and you have to have a completely different way of thinking, you know, starting your own business. So I chose a new path, and I chose to do my deep inner healing and spiritual work. And that no longer aligned with those friendships. And I, of course, like, let those go with love and light. And it's a beautiful journey. And now surrounding myself with people who support and align with the goals that I have and the new mindset that I'm in, and the pieces that I want in my life. So this is just a natural transition. As we grow, there may be people in our life that we need to let go of, or And that can be family members as well. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm saying I've been there. Okay. And I've had to do a lot of inner work, a lot of my own work with some of the relationships in my life. The other option, obviously, is to get to a place with that person where you can have a really open, conscious communication and work together through rebuilding a new way of being in relationship with each other. So it's a really beautiful opportunity to build those deeper connections and have more meaningful friendships as well. So little side secret there, but it's really eye-opening to understand. And one of the best places for you to start looking for this in your life, and this subconscious, kind of sabotage, subconscious sabotage, how's that? I made up a new term. Use it. It's so what it is, because the best place for you to start looking for this is where you're being triggered by other people. And it's actually really interesting because there's actually in my head, there's one friend of mine who I can think of that still, when I see some of the things that she posts or the things that she does online, triggers me. And I am very, very aware it's because I want to do what she's doing. And I know this. I know this about myself. I'm like, oh man, I want to host a retreat. Look, she's hosting a retreat. And it's great because I know that, like, it's nothing to do with her. I love that she's going and living her life, but it triggers me because there's a part of me that's not doing these pieces that I want and my heart wants and my soul wants. And it's really amazing when you can start to understand this, and it doesn't become about, oh, I just don't like that person or that person rubs me the wrong way. It becomes an opportunity for you to understand deeper levels of you and your purpose and what steps you need to take in your life, right? If you see somebody going off of sugar and you feel angry about that, it probably means you also want to get off of sugar. So what steps can you take in your inner work to get off of sugar, right? And to make these changes that maybe that other person is just mirroring for you things that you want. So that is really oftentimes the easiest place to start to look for this pattern for you, is to look for those people in your life, whether it's your family members, which are great triggers for all of us, or your friends or people in business or me. I mean, please feel free to look to me. I am a professional trigger. I've accepted that. And I actually now see that as a gift in myself, because I am leading a powerful life and I'm being unapologetic about it. And I'm going after my dreams and I'm standing my boundaries and I'm doing the things that really light me up. And I've noticed along the way that that has been a huge trigger for a lot of people. And I'm okay with that. And I actually love it because I just get to be like a professional mirror, and I invite those people into conscious communication to work through it together. And I've done that with a lot of my close girlfriends. It's been a really beautiful way for us to deepen our friendships and deepen our relationships. So, you know, look for those people. Okay, that's your homework number one. Look for who's triggering you, but not about the person. Why are they triggering you? What are they doing that you want? And what pieces about them changing, or the journey that they're on, might threaten your ego, right? Your subconscious of like, oh, this person's going to become someone I no longer know, right? And there's that fear of losing someone you love and all these pieces. So doing some work on that. There's your homework. Number one. And number two is to start noticing who in your life may be getting triggered by your growth and your amazing change. I mean, you're here watching this video. I know that you're empowering yourself to make healthier choices and really be unapologetic about, the dreams and the life that you deserve to live. And where may that be stepping on other people's toes? So this came up, and the reason I'm bringing this up this week is because this came up very real for me. Last week, I had an epiphany with one of my friends that I noticed there is a subconscious triggering situation going on. Whereas and I won't give away too many details, obviously, but with this, because it's someone that I still want to work through this with and have this conversation with. But there's an area of my life that is going really well, and I'm starting to see some serious growth and serious momentum, and she's in an area, that same area of life, really struggling. And I know that there's like this disconnect and dynamic of, oh my gosh, like I want to be where Danny is, but I'm not. And that's really, really hard for her. And I know because I've been there where she is, and now I'm shifting out of it. So it's a really interesting dynamic when we can understand that that's going on, and we can stop playing the blame game. This isn't somebody else's fault, or we don't have to hate anybody or not like someone. We can say, what patterning and subconscious pieces and belief systems are being stepped on, and then let's work through it. Like, let's have this conversation and be like, hey, is this triggering you? Is this like, what's this bringing up for you? And how can we work through it together? And that, oh, is such a gift for so many people if they're open to those conversations, of course. But this is still something that and I just love being aware of this, which is why I wanted to plant the seed for so many of you this week to start noticing these patterns, okay, on both sides. Where are you being triggered? And then where also maybe there's some tension in a friendship or a relationship, and where might your growth be triggering that person? And either letting them go with light and love, or getting to a place when you're both ready to have a conscious communication and exchange about working through it together. It's such a beautiful practice and such a way to build deep, meaningful relationships. I cannot even begin to tell you. But that's, that's a big piece that I really, and I'm going to wrap it up with that. I want to hear your comments below. Number one, where are you being triggered by somebody else? And what is it showing you about yourself and your desires, and where you're maybe not stepping up? And where may there be people in your life that could be being triggered by your growth and the changes that you're making? It may be your husband, it may be your kids, it may be your best friend. Oftentimes, the people that are closest to us have the hardest time adjusting to us changing. So, and that's okay. It's okay. And there's so many ways to work through it. And it's just a beautiful part of the journey. And it's something that a lot of people don't talk about. And I know this for a fact. I mean, I'm in the sugar addiction space, we'll call it online. I talk a lot about building a healthy relationship with sugar and food. And, I talk with a lot of experts, obviously being one of the co-hosts of the Quit Sugar Summit. We talk to all the experts in this space. And I never hear anyone talking about these byproducts or these pieces around, that really actually contribute to a lot of the reasons that so many of you may be on the roller coaster. And what I mean by the roller coaster is the give up sugar, get back on sugar, give up sugar, get back on sugar, right? So there's self-sabotaging patterns, and they come from all sorts of ways. This is just one of the ways that you may be getting stuck in that roller coaster, is because the people around you are pulling you down, right? Subconsciously, right? They're not doing it, hopefully you don't have people in your life that are doing this on purpose. Usually it's a very subconscious ego thing. Nobody's aware of it. So I want to pull that out for you now, and see if that resonates for you as maybe being one of the factors, self-sabotaging factors, that are at play energetically when you're trying to get healthy or you're trying to eat a certain way. Who in your life doesn't like that? Whose ego gets threatened by that and tries to bring you back down? Nah, let's just go out for pizza night. Or nah, let's come on, just one ice cream cone, right? Who are those people in your life? And, obviously send them love and understanding that this is just the human mind. Okay. It's nobody's fault. There's nobody to blame. There's nobody to get angry at. Please do not do that. This is an opportunity for inner growth and some really beautiful, deep work if you're open to it and willing. And I know you are. I know you are. You watch these videos every week. I think you're pretty open to this stuff. So hopefully that's what you're going to take away from this, and get out there and do it. Really start noticing this and working on this. Okay. So can't wait to hear your comments, your pieces that come up below and around this. Let's get this conversation started. Does this resonate with you? And where is this showing up in your life? Shared a couple of my examples. I would love to hear any examples that maybe you can think of from the past or maybe currently going on in your life. Would love, love, love to hear those in the comments below. And we'll see you again, same time, same place next week. Bye, everyone.